This is Lucas Giolito. On May 24th, 2018, he allowed 7 earned runs to the Orioles over the course of 1 1/3 innings pitched. On May 23rd, 2019, almost exactly 1 year later, Giolito pitched his first complete game shutout in the majors against the Astros. So what changed for him between 2018 and 2019? Let's find out. My name is Bobby, and welcome back to another edition of Stat Stories. So let's get to know our pitcher in question. Giolito was a first-round selection of the Nationals in 2012 out of Harvard Westlake High School in California. He would undergo Tommy John surgery that summer, but would come back strong in 2013 with a 1.96 ERA across rookie ball and Class A short season. It was 2014 when he really broke out though, and became the top pitching prospect in the minors with a 2.20 ERA and 110 strikeouts over 98 innings pitched. He continued to pitch well in 2015 and 2016, but what did scouts see in him? Giolito was a top 5 prospect in the minors and had these tool grades from MLB in 2015. These grades are on the 20 to 80 scale, and clearly, Giolito has a strong 3-pitch mix with a fastball, curveball, and changeup. Note that his control was also above average, because that's going to be important for this next part. Actually, I forgot to mention something. Giolito's size played into his high prospect ranking. He's listed at 6'6" and 245 pounds, which is equal to 1 Giancarlo Stanton, or 1.25 Jose Altuve's. Anyway, back to Giolito's first 2 years in the majors. He debuted in June 2016 and had a rough start. In 21 1/3 innings, he walked 12 batters and allowed 16 earned runs. The Nationals traded him that offseason to the White Sox, and he pitched much better. At least, at first glance, he did better. Using FIP and XFIP, Giolito fared much worse. If you're unfamiliar with these stats, they are similar to ERA, except they adjust for defense and luck on balls in play. Over a full season, these will roughly be equal to a pitcher's ERA, but over a small sample size, they can vary drastically. See, Giolito had a very low batting average on balls in play, and a very high left on base percentage. Here are 2017 Cy Young winner Max Scherzer's marks for comparison. Scherzer was top 5 in both of these stats, so the takeaway here is that Giolito was getting somewhat lucky on balls in play, and he would likely regress the next season. And that's exactly what happened. Let's see where Giolito ranked in the majors in 2018. A 6.13 ERA was 57th among qualified starting pitchers. FIP and XFIP, also 57th overall. Strikeouts per 9 innings, this time he ranks 55th. Walks per 9, 57th again, and in wins above replacement, he was 57th also. So at this point, I think it's pretty obvious that there were only 57 qualified pitchers in 2018. So Giolito was the worst, no matter how you draw it up. But now we get to bring up his 2019 ranks as of August 26, 2019. These are out of 68 qualified pitchers, and here is where he ranks. 20th in ERA, 8th in FIP, 19th in XFIP, 7th in Ks per 9, 48th in walks per 9, and 6th in wins above replacement. So Giolito has definitely improved across the board, with only his walks being a source of concern, and his strikeouts being the most notable improvement. Let's find out how all this happened. If you remember from earlier, Giolito threw a fastball, curveball, and changeup. He would add a sinker and slider into the mix to give him a 5-pitch repertoire. You can see he used the sinker pretty regularly in 2018, but in 2019, he abandoned the pitch. He also rarely uses his curveball now, opting instead to use his changeup as his go-to secondary pitch. Combine that with a fastball in the 94 to 95 mile per hour range, and Giolito has his recipe for success. Part of why Giolito is able to strike more batters out is his improvement at throwing first pitch strikes. In 2018, he ranked 55th out of 57 in that category, but in 2019, he's around league average. The same can be said of his outside swing percentage, which is how often batters swing at pitches outside the strike zone. Now, in previous videos, I've mentioned swinging strike percentage, but I'm going to talk about a stat called zone contact percentage this time, which is how often a batter makes contact when they swing at a pitch in the strike zone. Giolito was 45th in this stat in 2018, but 2019, he is second to only Justin Verlander. The rest of the top 5 for this stat are Max Scherzer, Garrett Cole, and Chris Sale. So Giolito is right up there with the elite strikeout artists of the game. By the way, if you want a full explanation on zone contact percentage and swinging strike percentage, then check out the video description. Now, last time Giolito posted good numbers, he seemed due for regression. So what makes 2019 different? For starters, Giolito has improved in just about every way, and he's kept up his high level of performance for an entire season. You also can't point to luck playing a role in his success. Just look at his zone contact percentage again. You don't get batters to miss 22% of pitches in the strike zone due to luck. But if there were one cause for concern, it would be that Giolito still walks quite a few batters. And that brings me to a final point. Pitchers can take some time to develop, even Hall of Famers like the late Roy Halladay. In addition to being similar in size to Giolito and also being a first-round pick, Halladay struggled in his age 23 season. In 67 2/3 innings, he had a 10.64 ERA with 42 walks and just 44 strikeouts. 3 seasons later, he would have the best strikeout to walk ratio in the majors and win the AL Cy Young Award. Now, Halladay's walks per 9 in his peak was between 1 and 1.5, which would be unfair to expect out of Giolito. But another good comp is Justin Verlander, who was between 2 and 2.5 walks per 9 during his first peak in Detroit. Now, there's no guarantee Lucas Giolito will reach these heights, but don't be surprised if it happens. So thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow, and leave a like and share as well. Also, comment below who you'd like to see covered in a future video. That's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.